Psalms 14:1 hits us with a pretty harsh reality. The psalmist says these words: "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, their deeds are vile, there is no one who does good." The psalmist talks about an individual who denies the existence of God and says that this person is a fool. That term fool in the Hebrew language is defined as somebody who is morally deficient, somebody who is wicked, somebody who is immoral, somebody who is godless. See, this is a person who in his heart says that there is no God. When we look at that term heart, people kind of have different opinions as to what the heart can mean when the Bible talks about it. Some people will say that it could be a person's mind. Some people say that it could be a person's soul, or even a person's form of understanding. But we could definitely say this. This is an individual who creates no space for God in his life because he believes that there is no God. See, what's interesting about this is that this person is not just immoral. It's not somebody who's morally bankrupt because of the life that he is living and the decisions that he is making, but really he is immorally bankrupt. He is a fool because he has no space for God in his heart. See, the very same heart that God gave him so that he would bless God is the very same heart that he uses in order to reject God. And you know what's crazy about this is that the very intelligence and complex processes that this individual uses in order to arrive at the conclusion that there is no God should essentially be the very evidence that demonstrates to him that this intelligence and this form of reasoning and understanding is actually evidence to demonstrate that he has been knitted together perfectly by an intelligent creator who has placed an intelligent design within him. Psalms 19:1, a little bit more forward, says this: "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands." What's so crazy is that a fool should have looked at his heart and understood that the very existence of his heart, his very existence, is evidence that God is real, because the Bible tells us here in Psalms 19 that nature itself is evident of God's craftsmanship. It demonstrates his sovereignty. So how do I not stare at a sunrise or a sunset and come to terms with the reality that there has been an intelligent creator that has put all of this together? You know what I find so confusing? You and I, we will look at a sock, something as insignificant as a sock. We will look at a table, a chair, even a bicycle, and we do not doubt that somebody took the time to create the design for this sock, for this table, for this bike, for this chair. We don't doubt the fact that it has a creator and somebody took the time to put it together, but yet we could look at ourselves in the mirror and not recognize the fact that someone has taken the time to put us together. See, the reality is this: God has made us and the people who are around us and nature itself evidence that he exists and that he is real, because if we understand that a sock and a table and a chair didn't just come to be, then how can we look at a mountain? How can we look at the moon and the sun? How can we look at ourselves and not understand that God has taken the time to put each and every one of us here? See, that very same heart that we use to reason and to sometimes say that there is no God is the very same heart that we should use in order to proclaim God's existence, his love, and his salvation for our lives and the lives of every single person that exists on earth. See, parallel to the fool who says in his heart, right, that there is no God, Romans 10:9 tells us that when we use our hearts to believe in Jesus, we can actually be saved. These are the words of the Apostle Paul. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So today, take an opportunity and think about this. Which one are you? Are you the fool that says there is no God and uses the very form of reasoning and understanding that is the evidence that God is an intelligent designer who has created you, and still say that there is no God? Or can you be the one that can look upon a sunrise, that can look at yourself in the mirror and understand that you did not just come to be, you have a purpose and you were placed here, and that God has a plan for your life? So today, call out to Jesus. Recognize within your heart His sovereignty, His plan for your life, and He will be with you as you face this life, its stressors and its challenges.